The episode begins with Mashiro watching TV, where it says that girls' night out is crucial to let off steam. Mashiro asks Nagumo about it, but Nagumo instantly rejects the idea, saying those things are more for cute girls. Mashiro transforms into her muscular form and asks if she's not cute. In the next scene, we see Maki entering a big restaurant. She tells the waiter that she has a reservation and sits at a table. It turns out Mashiro had hosted a girls' night out. Maki wonders who Azuha is. Then suddenly, Azuha appears with dowsing rods. The rods point toward Maki, so Azuha approaches her and introduces herself. As a token of love, she offers Maki a lizard, but Maki doesn't take it. Maki then introduces herself as the assistant of the Asunaro Detective Agency and gives Azu her card. They both sit down, and Maki is already panicking because she can't start a conversation. She mentions that Mashiro is late. Azuha tells her that Mashiro picked a fight with a truck on the way, so she will be late. Again, an awkward silence begins, and Maki starts panicking. Just then, Mashiro arrives in her muscular form, saying the fight was intense. Now the night out begins, and everyone's orders arrive. Mashiro starts chugging her drink and tells them to start girls' night out talks, beginning with Maki. Maki has no idea what to talk about, so Maki tries to start with relationship topics, asking if any of them have a boyfriend. Both Mashiro and Azuha instantly deny it. Then Mashiro asks if Azunado and Maki are dating, but Maki denies it. Maki asks Mashiro if she and Nagumo are dating, but Mashiro explains that Nagumo is just old and needs her help. Mashiro then asks Azuha about her type of guy, but Azuha answers are completely out of this world. Maki then guesses that the boys must be having a good night out. We cut to the boys, where Nezu and Osunaro are arguing because in the previous episode, Osunaro accused Nezu of being a stalker. Meanwhile, Nagumo can't read the menu because the letters are too tiny. Back to the girls, Maki decides to order something alcoholic. Mashiro wonders how old Maki actually is, but Maki dismisses it. We cut to Nezu and Asunaro still arguing because Asunaro squeezed lemon into their dish. Nagumo gives them a speech, saying there is no right or wrong way to eat, it's just about preference. And there's already enough conflict in the world, so they shouldn't add more. Back with the girls, Maki is starting to get carried away. Mashiro and Azuha think that in this state, if they ask her something, she'll answer honestly. They ask her age, but Maki only says 20-something. Mashiro and Azuha try to rephrase the question, but her answer doesn't change. Finally, they ask what Maki thinks about Asunado. She replies that Asunado is always looking up to Nagomo-sensei, and that she thinks he's the most brilliant detective, so she likes to stay by his side. Mashiro then asks Maki to tell them a secret. Maki says she likes to wear ponchos to hide her body. Mashiro doesn't think she's fat, so she asks why. Maki explains she feels insecure about having small breasts, and ponchos cover her up. Mashiro starts messing with her by repeatedly asking about ponchos. The next day, Maki asks Mashiro if she revealed anything while drunk, but Mashiro refuses to tell her. Suddenly, Azuha comes from behind, saying she has something that can make breasts bigger. In the next scene, we see Nagumo scolding Mashiro because she's breaking things. Mashiro says she was just trying to clean the office right before breaking another item. She brushes it off, saying human-made things are easily breakable. See, Nagumo then says that Maki would never do that, which makes Mashiro angry. She tells him that if he likes Maki so much, he should keep her as his assistant. Cursing Nagumo, she storms out. Nagumo thinks she'll cool down by tomorrow. Mashiro hears that too. In the next scene, the assistants are exchanged. Maki is glad to work with Nagumo. He's about to explain the job, but Maki has already researched the client and his problem. Someone has been burning the client's garbage and mail. Maki decides they should visit the client's home first. Seeing this, tears well up in Nagumo's eyes. Meanwhile, we see Mashiro and Asunaro walking together. Asunaro is annoyed about having to work with her. Mashiro asks about the mission, and Asunaro says he's investigating reports of a suspicious man walking around almost naked. Mashiro takes out her phone, saying she has a picture, but it's of Asunado. He denies it and gives a description of the suspect. Mashiro draws the picture, but it still looks like Asunaro. Suddenly, a man matching the description approaches Mashiro to ask for directions, then runs away. Mashiro says she knows him, he's part of the big four of creepy old dudes, and Nagumo is part of it too. She chases him and catches him, but he escapes easily, as if his body is covered in slime. He runs awkwardly, so Mashiro decides to throw a paintball at him, but she accidentally hits Asunaro instead. The scene shifts to Nagumo and Maki interrogating their client. Nagumo suspects the harasser must live nearby. Suddenly, the same naked man runs past, with Mashiro chasing him Dragon Ball style. The harasser turns out to be a neighbor who suspects the client is having an affair with his wife. He warns Nagumo not to move. Nagumo starts thinking about Mashiro just before she arrives and punches both the naked man and the harasser at once. The police arrive. Maki says she's glad to have worked with Nagumo, though she's sorry she couldn't do much. Nagumo says it doesn't matter. Maki suggests bringing Mashiro back. Nagumo goes to find her. Mashiro asks how Maki was, and Nagumo says she was convenient and did everything for him. Mashiro seems angry, but Nagumo adds that because Maki did all the work, he felt bored and wanted Mashiro back. Mashiro apologizes, but only because she also broke the stove. In the next scene, we see two men in a sauna, but they quickly leave. Nagumo is there too, saying that saunas aren't for the weak, aren't an easy hobby, and aren't a place to relax, they're a place to go mad. We then see news that a man named Higashitani Deki has escaped while being interrogated. Nagumo recognizes him as someone Mashiro caught and says he'll deal with him later. Suddenly, the same man enters the sauna. Nagumo wonders why he would come there after escaping. Maybe he's just a lookalike. Then the news mentions the escapee has a dog tattoo on his back, and this man also has one. Nagumo doesn't want to fight and risk getting beaten, so he asks if they should increase the temperature, and Daiki agrees. Nagumo complains that the younger generation can't handle a sauna and runs away. Daiki starts bragging that he was also going to raise the temperature and says it's so cold he might get hypothermia. Both secretly praise each other in their minds. An old man enters, and Nagumo warns him not to go in because the sauna is about to become like purgatory. But the old man says it's not hot enough and raises the temperature massively. Nagumo faints from the heat. Nagumo wakes up to see Mashiro and Maki. He asks about the criminal, but they tell him he's already been taken by the police. Nagumo explains that he started a duel with the man. He then asks about the old man, who just walks out of the sauna. Nagumo thinks the old man knew exactly what was going on inside. Nagumo stands up, but his towel falls, and Maki and Mashiro quickly leave. With that, the episode comes to an end.